AI is no longer considered science fiction. It is found everywhere, from predictive text to the algorithms that determine what videos or musics you might enjoy listening to or watching, to the chatbot that is responding to your banking question. You should be aware that AI will soon be ubiquitous. But what would be its climax? And why are so many nations attempting to find a method to bring AI under control? And is it possible that it's already too late? In its most basic form, artificial intelligence, or AI, refers to the development of computer systems that are capable of solving problems and thinking in the same manner as people do. However, artificial intelligence can refer to a wide variety of various things as well, depending on the context. Artificial intelligence is a vast field, and within it, there are many distinct approaches that attempt to emulate the way humans make decisions. However, the concept known as machine learning is likely to be the most important one. It is the hypothesis that a computer algorithm can acquire knowledge from data, identify patterns, and create new things with very little or no intervention from human beings. If you consider how traditional computer programs work, you'd think of them as providing the computer with a set of step-by-step instructions on how to complete a specific job. But with machine learning, the algorithm effectively creates the instruction manual itself, and it can continuously adjust those instructions to get better at what it is designed to do. This is a significant advancement over traditional methods of programming, which rely on explicit programming instructions. Although the technology behind AI has been established for several decades, the most significant advancements have been made in the past decade. Because of a few different factors, the power of computers has been increasing at a rate that is roughly equivalent to doubling once every 2 years for the past several decades. In addition to this, the recent decade or two has arguably been the most significant time period in the history of artificial intelligence. The use of AI in the areas such as scanning or assisting radiologists in the identification of tumors and other cancers with a greater degree of precision than is possible for humans is particularly worth mentioning. The artificial intelligence system primarily only performs one task, and this type of artificial intelligence is referred to as artificial narrow intelligence. This really is the beginning of artificial intelligence, and it's the stage where we're at right now. After that comes a significant advance towards the subsequent technological frontier. That's what we mean by general artificial intelligence. AGI describes the point at which artificial intelligence is on par with human intelligence, in the sense that it is able to perform a large number of distinct tasks concurrently. A business that goes by the name of DeepMind and is owned by Google said that it has made a move in this direction, which it calls Kaddis, was able to perform more than 600 jobs simultaneously, including things like playing video games, searching for photographs, and using a robotic arm to stack blocks. The fact that obtaining AGI presently merely requires increasing the capacity of this technology. One school of thought holds that if we go in the same manner and work to speed up and expand the capabilities of the system that are already in place, ultimately, we will arrive at something that is comparable to human intelligence. You may argue about the time span required to achieve this. However, the fact that we will reach that point sooner or later is undebatable. Now, the possibility that one day we might have machines that can think like humans raises a whole load of ethical and philosophical problems. These questions center on the potential impacts of such technology. After this comes artificial superintelligence, which is when machines surpass human intelligence and when we start getting closer to the sci-fi extremes that have been imagined. We don't need to go far to think about why we want to control artificial intelligence, because the technology we're to begin. There is personal privacy and civil freedom. Facial recognition has developed into a very effective method for identifying persons just through the use of surveillance cameras located in public areas. Therefore, how governments or the police could potentially exploit or misuse this technology is a key topic of discussion. The Chinese government is probably taking it further than anyone else by using facial recognition cameras on a mass scale to track people and monitor their behavior. There are also significant concerns about discrimination and prejudice. Let's imagine that artificial intelligence has been educated on data that contains historical inequities. In this case, there are a lot of different roles that AI can perform. One example may be found in the United States, where it was discovered that an algorithm that is frequently utilized to assist in the evaluation of healthcare needs had an inherent racial prejudice. AI also played a role in both of the plane accidents involving the Boeing 737. In Indonesia and Ethiopia, 346 people died as a result of this. The autopilot was controlled by AI, and it was not intended for a person to be able to override its decisions. The truth is, these issues might not necessarily be associated with the AI itself. The manner in which the technology is utilized, the degree to which we rely on it, and whether or not we are even capable of thinking through all of the potential repercussions are the primary concerns. Right now, our primary concern is error, specifically algorithmic errors as opposed to computer errors. This is because algorithmic errors are more difficult to detect. It's concerning how the AI code was written and developed, and the protocols that were put in place for proper redress so that you can determine if something has gone wrong and how to fix it. The consequences are getting much more severe. We already have armed drones controlled by people who use AI technology, but it's not a big stretch to get to fully autonomous weapons when we're talking about war and artificial intelligence. Machines will make decisions about who or what to attack, and those decisions can have lethal consequences. It's undoubtedly going to happen eventually, but in the meantime, it's really very terrifying. Since 2017, the United Nations has been unable to come to a consensus on whether or not to adopt proposals for an international prohibition on autonomous weapons. There have been a lot of discussions, but no consensus has been reached. The US says it wants a non-binding code of conduct instead of an outright ban, but it's not just the AI used in weapons that people want to control. Virtually every major jurisdiction is currently contemplating some manner in which artificial intelligence should be regulated. China has been making rapid progress, and in March, it passed a rather ambitious bill to regulate artificial intelligence and put it into effect. It targets businesses in the private sector, particularly those in the IT industry, and compels them to provide information regarding the use of artificial intelligence, AI. The European Union is also currently working on developing its very own rules. Its recommendations organize artificial intelligence technologies into risk categories. There are applications of artificial intelligence that carry a significant level of danger, such as when it is employed to control basic supplies like water and power. This form of technology would have to adhere to stringent norms regarding transparency, in particular those pertaining to the software development and testing processes. Then there are the things that provide a relatively low risk, such as spam filters and customer care bots. These things would need to be properly labeled in order for you to constantly be aware of whether or not you are communicating with a person. Nonetheless, any legislation that could be considered meaningful is still some years away. This brings us to the end of this video. If you liked this video, please consider subscribing and sharing so we can bring more content like this. Also, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time!